Welcome to Eagles Concept Learning Room. In this video, we'll take you through Junior Mathematics 2017 Paper 1, Section A. If you have not subscribed to our channel, please click on the subscribe button in order to have access to more content. And don't forget to like us on our Facebook page at Eagles Concept Academy. The first things to do as you'll be writing your exam, make sure that you write all your details as follows. So, candidate name, you write your examination number, and you write the center number. So those are the first things that you are supposed to do as you are about to write the exam. So section A, this is where you are going to write your answers, okay? So you are supposed to choose out of the 4 choices that you are given. After solving, you are going to write the final answer by indicating with an X, as I'll show at the end of the video. All right, so let's begin. Now, there is no rough paper that will be given to you, so you just have to show your rough working in this space provided here. That is where you have to show your working. But for the purpose of teaching, I'll be able to write anywhere where there is space so that people will be able to follow exactly what it is that we are doing. All right. The first question reads, which of the following is an irrational number? Points to remember. A rational number is a number that can be expressed in a fraction form, where the denominator is a non-zero number. For example, the first number that we have here, you can simply say over, where there is a point, you put a 1, where there is a number, a 0, a number, a 0. So this part is a fractional part, so meaning the number 4.12 can be expressed in form of a fraction, which means it is a rational number. So numbers that can be expressed in fraction forms are rational numbers. Then whole numbers are also rational numbers. For example, the square root of 9 is simply 3. So because this is a perfect square, meaning it is a rational number. Look at the number 2.5 here. It can also be expressed in form of a fraction by simply putting a 1 where there is a point and a 0 there. So this becomes 10 times 2 plus 5. So this one in fraction form will be 25 over 10. So this number is rational. Now, when we look at D, the square root of 3, this one, it has got a point. It is not a perfect number that it is going to give. So this means that this number is actually an irrational number. All right. Question 2 reads, evaluate -5 plus -3. So this one will just be like -5, then you multiply. Since this bracket means times, also this one means times, so we are simply multiplying positive multiplied by negative, which will give us negative and that 3. And since we are going in the same direction, it is negative and negative, you add. So 5 plus 3, this one gives us 8, and you get their sign, which is negative. So this one will be negative what? 8. And our answer here is A. Question 3. Find the value of -4 squared plus 2 to the power 3. So -4 squared simply means -4 plus -4 times -4. That's what it means. So then you get this plus there, which is here. 2 to the power 3 also means 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. So you close the bracket. So here we are simply saying -4 multiplied by -4. This one is simply positive what? 16. Then plus, now 2 multiplied by 2, that is 4. 4 multiplied by 2, that is 8. So this gives us 16 plus 8, which will give us a value of 24. So the answer here is A. Proceed. Question 4. Using set notation, describe the shaded region shown in the Venn diagram below. So the first thing, because it is multiple choice, you are going to test these choices to see which one is the correct one. So we'll begin with A intersection B. Now, A intersection B, they are supposed to shade. So this is A intersection B. They are supposed to shade here actually, but it is unshaded. And here they are saying describe the shaded region. So this one cannot be the answer. Now, A complement intersection B complement. How do we identify this one? So the first thing to do is you can put numbers in here. 1, you put numbers here also, there, anything that you want, then you just put 4 outside. So this 4 is representing everything that is outside. then we can now list. So if we are dealing with this one, we are testing it, you're going to list A complement. A complement simply means those that are not found in A. So A complement simply means those that are not found in A. So here we'll just have 3 and 4. So we have 3, 4, and that is what we have. Then B complement here, it means those that are not found in B. So complement simply means not found in or not part of. So B complement, look at the only things that are not in B, because B is all of this one. So the only things that are not in B, we have 1 and 4. So here we are going to have 1, 4. So now if we are to list here, they're saying A complement intersection B complement, they are looking for elements that are in both A complement and in B complement. So here we just have 4. So meaning the only place to shade is where there is 4, but also where there is 1 and 3 has been shaded. So this one has not worked out. All right. Then also when we look at C here, they are saying A union B complement, meaning those that are not found in A union B, and A union B is 1, 2, and 3. So those that are not found, which should just be what? 4. So only 4 will be shaded, but here they've shaded even in 1 and in 3. All right, let's try this other one here. This other one is simply saying A intersection B complement. So A intersection B complement, they mean those that are not found in A intersection B. So A intersection B, it is just 2, meaning the numbers that are not found in A intersection B, it's 1, 3, and 4. And that is what has been shaded, 1, 3, and 4. So here, your correct answer was actually a D. Question 5, which symbol in the flowchart represents a decision stage? All right, now you remember, be on the lookout for a video on computer and calculator. You'll find it right on this channel. We explain nicely to say this one here is known as an action box. And in the action box, we just write what? Formulas. Then this diamond shape here, that is the one which is called the decision what? Box. So in the decision box, that is where we put questions. So you begin with is so question mark. All right. Then this one here is what we call a parallelogram. So a parallelogram here is where we put the input or the output. Then this is an oval. So we are saying this is parallelogram. Then we have an oval shape. So in the oval shape, this one is used to start and stop or begin and end. So the answer for this one, it says it's B, because it says which one represents a decision stage. So it's clearly B. Question 6. Round off 37.86 to the nearest 10. Okay, so 10. So now, before we can answer this question, let me just walk you through the number place values. So when you are dealing with numbers that have got a point, a decimal point, so numbers on their own, remember, we've got what we call ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, okay, and so on and so forth. Now, so these are just whole numbers, but for numbers that have got a decimal point, for example, if I can have 40.12, so here going to the left we say ones, tens, and hundreds, but going to the right, the one after the point, that is a tenth. Okay, then the next one is 100, then the next one is a 1,000. Okay, so that is what is there. So this is 10, 100, then this is 1,000. Okay, depending on where you are coming from, but I'm sure you're able to see what I'm reading here. All right, so for example, you look at what has been illustrated even here. So this one is representing the 10th, this one the 100th, this one the 1,000th, this one the 10,000th, and so on and so forth. Then going this side, you go by the normal procedure: ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, and so on and so forth. So now, going back to this question, here they are saying we should round off to the nearest what? 10th. So to the nearest 10th, we are talking about this one. This is the place value. This is the number that is on there where there's supposed to be a 10th. Now, because this is where we are saying we cannot write 37.8. Why? Because the next number here is more than 5. So if you are rounding off and then the next number to the number that you are rounding off to is more than 5, then you have to get a 1 and add there. So this one will give us 37.9. So this is 37.9. All right. So the answer for here is C. All right, we continue. So we go to question 7. Question 7 simply reads, Sepo and Tavo shared sweets in the ratio 5:3. All right, so here we can write Sepo and Tavo shared sweets in the ratio 5:3. So we just write here. Here we have Sepo and then to what? To Tavo. Sepo to Tavo. All right, Sepo to Tavo. Okay, so Sepo to Tavo is in the ratio 5:3. So this is 5 and this one is 3. You just write them in order. Just write them in order. Okay, so now we are saying, they have said if Tavo had 15 sweets, kala bwangu bwangu will continue. I have to cut it. Reading a situation. One book is not enough. Question 7 reads, Sepo and Tabo shared sweets in the ratio 5:3. If Tabo had 15 sweets, how many sweets did Sepo receive? So you can just simplify your information. They are saying Sepo to what? Tabo. So Sepo to Tabo, they shared sweets in the ratio 5 to what? To 3. So meaning the 5 was for Sepo, the 3 was for Tabo. Then they are saying if Tabo had 15 sweets, so you can write your 15 here. You have interpreted. Then the next thing that you're going to say is, you are going to say, if a ratio of 3 was representing 15 sweets, then how many sweets will be represented by a ratio of 5? So you put ratios on one side and you put sweets on the other side. Then you can cross multiply. So this one is going to be 3x being equal to 5 times 15, that one will give us 75. So you divide this one by 3, also you divide this one by 3. So when you divide here, you discover, okay, 3 into this one is 2, remainder 1, 3 into 15 is 5. So the x here is actually equal to what? 25, which means this lady will get 25 what? Sweets, right? We go to the next one, question 8. If a netball team scored the following goals in 7 numbers, 6, 3, 7, 2, 3, 5, and 10, what was the median score? All right, so in this situation here, we are saying the median is the middle number when the scores are organized in their ascending order. So we'll start by the smaller numbers first. So we are going to write a 2. We've written a 2 there. Any other smaller number? Okay, we have a 3 and a 3. So from a 2, we are writing 3 and a 3. Then from there, we also have a 5. So we write a 5. Then we have a 6. We write a 6. From a 6, we have a 7. So we can write a 7. And finally, we have a 10. So we look at which number is in between. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can put 3 this side and 3 this side. Then 5 will remain to be the what? The middle number. Therefore, the median is 5. So our answer is B. Question 9. In the diagram below, AB is parallel to CD and EF is a transversal angle, Then angle APQ is equals to 130 degrees, right? So this is what they've given us here. This is 130. Then the question reads, find angle PQC. So we are finding angle PQC. So we are finding what? This angle. Now, there is a property of angles between two parallel lines. So we have two parallel lines, AB and CD. So the angle between two parallel lines, if you draw a line across like that, it is going to form a Z. So this one, if you follow it, if you follow BPQC, that is a Z. So for a z like this, the angle here is equal to the angle there, and the angle there is equal to the angle there. That is the rule that it follows. So now if you look at this angle, let's name this angle x. So the angle 130 and x, they are on a straight line AB, and angles on a straight line, they are supplementary. Okay, now supplementary angles are angles that add up to 180, or in short, we are simply saying angles on a straight line, they add up to 180. So meaning when we add 130 and the x, we expect that the total should be equal to 180 degrees. So we can just group the like terms. That is an equation we have formed. So x will be equal to 180 minus 130. So if we subtract those, we are going to come up with our 50 degrees. So meaning the angle which is here is equivalent to this one. So our answer here is what? C, which is a 50 degrees. All right, question 10, which is the last question in section A. It reads, the diagram below shows a triangle ABC in which DE is parallel to BC. Name one pair of corresponding sides. So when you check very well, you notice that there are two triangles in here. There is triangle ADE and there is also triangle ABC. So these two triangles, there is this smaller triangle. Let me just pass through with the red, with my red ink. So this is the smaller triangle here. So now, if you use similarity and congruence, then this smaller angle can be compared to the this smaller side will be compared to the bigger side. So for example, this one here, this AD, this AD here can be compared with this. So AD and D, AB are actually corresponding. So this is AD and D, AB. So that is the first thing. Then the second also, you can also compare this one. This is the base of the smaller one, and this is the base of the bigger one. So we can also compare DE, okay, DE and, so please, DE and BC. So DE and BC. Then the third side that we can compare is actually AE. So we can compare A, E, and AC. So those are corresponding sides. It doesn't matter which one you start with. Otherwise, you are comparing which one is the same, which one is corresponding. So here, if we check on the answers, we discover that AD and DB, these are not. So AD and DB, they are not. They are just two different. So DB and DE. So DB and DE. It doesn't even make sense. AE and EC. So this is AE and EC. It also doesn't make sense. But AC and AE makes sense. So this is A, C, and AE. Which is this one here? Which is this one here? So the answer here is automatically D. So now, like I was saying, how you find these answers, this was just the working. But for me, I'm saying, in your exam, we expect that your answers are going to be filled in here and on the answer sheet. So like, for instance, number one here, we are saying the answer was what? Was D. So you are going to mark your answer here as D. Then number two, your answer was A. So you are going to mark number two, your answer is A, according to what we have found. Then number three, the answer was also A. So number three, the answer was A. So you mark nicely. The number four, the answer is D. So number four, the answer is D. The number five, if you were following, you'll be able to tell that the answer was B. So I'm just trying to show people on how exactly they are supposed to answer in the exam and how to pick this one. So please make sure the cross is nice and it's covering the whole box. All right. The number six, the answer was C. So this one, you mark also, your answer is C. Then number seven, the answer was also C. So number seven, you mark your answer as C. Then number eight, the answer was number eight, the answer was B. So you mark it as B. Then number nine, the answer was C. So you mark number nine as C. You've seen the way I'm marking. The number 10 here, the answer was actually D. So number 10, we are saying the answer was actually D. So you mark it as D. So now, please make sure that when you are marking your answers, I would advise, strongly advise, don't be making mistakes. So in case you are solving and you are not sure of which one is the answer, mark using a pencil. so that you can only pass through with a pen when you are sure that is the correct answer. So avoid making mistakes when it comes to this section. All right. Thank you so much for watching section A of 2017 Mathematics Paper 1. Be on the lookout for section B. Thank you. Thank you for visiting our YouTube channel. For any special online teaching or tuitions, contact 0976 647531 either on WhatsApp, message, or phone call. Thank you for watching and keep watching. Thank you for visiting our YouTube channel. For any special online teaching or tuitions, contact 0976 647531. You can either use WhatsApp, message, or phone calls. Keep watching.